Good morning, fourth graders. For math today, we are going to do some problem solving with fractions. And I am excited about showing you a strategy that will help you tremendously. If you do this fraction box, you will be able to answer any question that these kinds of problems are posing to you. My plan right now is to go through several examples that would come from our book, and then your assignment will be to do reteach and practice 19.6. But you will, if you catch on and follow these examples and make sure that you draw this kind of fraction box, you will do great on today's lesson. Let's begin with several examples. Please pay attention, follow along, and make sure it makes sense to you. First one, Spencer Spider bought insects. 2/6 were centipedes, 1/2 were millipedes, and 12 were flies. How many insects did he buy? The first thing you're going to want to do is grab out all the fractions that are referring to. Be careful, some of them are in word form. I see I have 2/6 were centipedes, maybe a little C. 1/2 were millipedes. And 12, that's a whole number, were flies. Now here's the biggest challenge. I am going to always, for every problem today, create what I'm going to call a fraction box. This entire box, we are talking about insects. Now I've got to decide, this is my whole group of insects. And I've got to decide, how do I want to break my box? Would I want to break my box into 6 equal pieces or 2? The best answer is I'm going to pick the number, the biggest number, smallest size, but biggest number that I see in my denominator. So here's my half, and I know I need to get 3 on the left of the half, and 3 more sections. So look carefully. You can see that I have split my whole box into 6 equal pieces. Now I need to use my knowledge of equivalent fractions to fill in what kind of insects Spencer Spider has. 2/6 were centipedes. Notice I'm just using a very quick abbreviation. And I also know that 1/2 were millipedes. Now stop. I don't have halves here. I have sixths. But you all know from last week that I can easily turn 1/2 into some number of 6. Remember equivalent fractions? Times 3 times 3. I know that half of were millipedes, but another name for 1/2 is 3/6. So 3 of these 6 were millipedes. And whatever else is left, I'm going to get in the habit of sort of scooping it. We know the rest were flies, and we know he had 12 flies. Do you see that we now know the value of each little piece of the box? If this one piece has 12 flies, well then it means there's 12 in this box, 12 insects in this one, this one, this one, and the final one. Because remember, with fractions, every piece is equal. We determined that this fly piece had 12 flies in it. Now we could answer all kinds of questions, but the question here is, how many insects did he buy? Well, I need to take 12 times 6, which is 72. So how many insects did he buy? 72 insects. I could ask you, how many centipedes did he buy? 12 times 2 is 24. I could ask you how many millipedes he bought. 12 times 3 is 36. I can ask any kind of question I want to, and you can answer any question if you make this fraction box. It is a really fun strategy that always works. Let's go on to the next one. Betty Bat has a bug collection. 2/8 are flies. Again, already as I read it, I'm going to pull out the fractions, whether they are in word form or in fraction form. 3/8 are locusts. Oops, and 9 are moths. Well, that seems like a pretty good box to make. I'm going to start with a basic rectangle, big enough to work with. I know my whole box stands for all the different bugs again. Now the hardest thing is what fraction piece size do I want to break my box into? Well, I have eighths in this fraction and eighths in that fraction. So that's pretty easy. It's going to be eighths. Here's my half. Half of a half is 4, and half of all those make 8. So I now have a rectangle box that represents eighths. 2 of the eighths are flies, F for flies. 3 are locusts, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Now watch this. 9 are moths. So I have 3 empty boxes, and this is where I always just give a little scoop, and this whole space is left over to be 9. Now, if I know there's a total of 9 moths covering these 3 boxes, I hope you can all see a really simple division problem. I need to take my left of 9, dividing by those 3 boxes. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I know the value of each box. They are all moths, M for moths, and 9 divided by 3 means the value of each box is 3, because with fractions are always equal pieces. So I can answer again any question that could be posed to me. This question happens to ask, how many flies are in her collection? Well, let's go find those F for flies. This section represents 3, and this little piece represents 3. So we have 6 flies. I again could ask you, how many insects does she have in all? 8 sections times 3, 24 insects, or bugs, or whatever you want to call the label. You do need labels. This is problem solving. I hope you're catching on. So step 1 is to grab out all the fractions that are talked about in your problem. Rodney spent half his money on paint and 1/6 on art paper, and he had $8 left. What was his starting amount? Again, I pulled out my fractions. The very next thing I'm going to do on my paper, it's just, you'll get to the answer right away. I should see boxes on your entire paper when you do it. So what are we talking about? It kind of seems like we're talking about money here. Now, the biggest and the hardest thing sometimes for kids to decide is, do I need to just split it in half, or do I need to put it in sixths? Remember what we said for number 1? We want to take the smaller pieces, because I can always multiply a 2 to get to a 6, but I can't always divide to get down to a 2. So always just get in the habit of dividing your whole box into this denominator, that's the smaller pieces. So you aim for half. I need to get 3 chunks on this side and 3 chunks on that side. And now we get to fill it in. Uh-oh, but 1/2. Do you know another name for 1/2? You don't want to just fill in one box, because this is not 1/2. It is 1/6. So we need to rename fractions. I'll just do it over here so we're not confused. But again, how quick can you do this? 2 in your head times 3. 1 times 3 is 3. There's one of those automatic ones. 3/6 is another name for 1/2. So 3 of them are paint, 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 paint. 1/6 is art paper. And the rest, notice how I'm kind of scooping whatever number of boxes I have left. The total of those 2 boxes is 8. Hey, how much would each box be worth? Yes, awesome. You know that 8 divided by 2 spaces would be 4. So each box represents $4. And the last, if we want to label it, well, just how much did he have left? So we don't even have to label any little number. It was just money he had left. But now that helps us to determine that there's a value of $4 in each one of these boxes. What was my question? What was his starting amount? Well, I have 6 boxes with a value of 4 in each one. 6 times 4 is, write it down. Yes, $24. Well done. Isn't this fun to figure it out? Step by step, you can do it. All the students in Anne's art class must complete one final project. 3/8 painted. 1/4 drew charcoal sketches. And 12 made pottery. Already, you are beginning to think about your rectangle that you are going to make. The entire rectangle represents all the final art projects. Now, how do I divide my box? Tell me. Raise your hand if you think I need to divide it into eighths. Okay, hands down. How many of you think I need to divide it into fourths? Okay, hands down. Those that said eighths are correct because I know I'm always going to take and break it into my bigger number denominator, which is actually my smaller piece. There's a half. Make fourths. Half of fourths are eighths. And now let's fill it in. 3/8 are painting. Painting, painting, painting. 1/4, I don't have fourths, but I have eighths. So again, on my paper, how do I get from 4 to 8 times 2? 1 times 2 is 2. Another name for 1/4 is 2/8. So 2 of them did charcoal sketches. And the rest did pottery. Maybe I better just put pot for pottery. But over that is the 12. So you're going to do a quick division problem to figure out what's the value of each box. If you said 4, you are correct. Why? Because 12 divided by 3 is 4. So it only takes a second to put it in. The question that's asked is how many students are there in Anne's class? Well, here are all the projects, but every project, all right, it has a value of 4. So 4 times 8 boxes, 4 times 8 is, that's right, 32. What's my label? It will always be found in the question. 32 students. Okay, we have 2 more that we're going to do together, and I hope that you're catching on. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. This fraction box strategy, this quick little picture, helps us to get to any question I want to ask. Here we go. Tina collects colorful beads. 5/12 are green. 1/3 are red, and 9 are yellow. I pulled out my fractions. Next thing, without much wasted time, I make my rectangle. This whole thing is beads. Now, what do I need to divide it into? 12ths or thirds? Yes, 12ths. Let's see if we can do it pretty carefully. So I need to get maybe 3 first. And then if I divide each one in half, I think I'll have 12. You can count them to make sure. 12 little equivalent pieces. So 5 of them are green. Green, 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 green. Now get used to it. You're going to need to make equivalent fractions because this isn't 12 or 12ths, so I have to turn it into 12ths. Okay, times something, times something. 1/3 is, everyone shout it out. Good job, 4/12. So 4 of them are red beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest, there's my little scoopy, are yellow. I can put a little Y for yellow, but over those 3 last boxes, I had to spread out 9 beads. So what's the value of each box? 3. I could fill them all in, but I just know if one is 3, all of them are 3. Now, what question am I asked for this one? How many beads are red? Well, let's go find up those boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes are red, and each box is worth 3. 4 times 3, 12 beads are red. All right, I just have a minute and a half to do this last one before I run out my 15 minutes. We can do it. Carl made fruit punch. Half of it was OJ. 2/6 was cranberry, and 12 ounces was ginger ale. Here we go. I'm not going to waste time, and you don't have to waste time when you do it either. Once you catch the pattern of this box, you can do it. Let's beat the clock here. I'm going to split it into 6 because it's my smaller piece, but bigger number. 1/2, I already know OJ is going to have 3 boxes because 3/6 is another name for 1/2. Let's see, cranberry goes into 2 of them, and already I know I just have 1 left over, so I know each box is representing, and this is ginger ale, each box is 12. What's my question? How many ounces of punch did he make? Well, 12 times 6 is 72 ounces. Made it just on time. Your assignment is to do reteach 19, 6 and practice both sides. Do a great job. Good job.